guys, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different, and it's all about my experiences with hypnotherapy. So I've mentioned on Twitter a couple of times that me and Tiz, or Jonathan if we're being formal, went to hypnotherapy a few times for a fear of flying. So just as a little bit of background, let me explain. So I never used to have a fear of flying whatsoever. It's totally a learned behaviour that I developed over a couple of flights that were a little bit bumpy, but really nothing major. And so Tiz had a fear of flying that was a bit more ingrained, and I sort of learnt it from him. So we were very nervous flyers, and we wanted to do something about it before we went to Hong Kong. So we did a little bit of Google searching, and we found a place called Manchester Hypnotherapy in Manchester, and it's actually in Didsbury, and we made an appointment to see a lady called Anne Gregory. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put links to Manchester Hypnotherapy and Anne's website as well, and her Twitter just below, so if you want any more information then feel free to go and check those out. So we made an appointment and we went to see Anne, and we spent a little bit of time just generally talking about our fears, our fear of flying, and we did a few other questions that were really interesting and helped Anne to understand our situation. And then we started the hypnotherapy. So I guess there's going to be a few FAQs, and I can anticipate them. If you have any other questions though, please do feel free to leave them, but these are a couple of FAQs along the way that I think people might have. So number one FAQ is people all kept asking me, like, is it like when you go to a stage hypnotist and it's like Darren Brown? And that is not what it is at all. So when you are being hypnotised and the hypnotherapy is in progress, it's not like the therapist could click her fingers and you would do a chicken dance or anything. It's not like that. It's very much that you're aware of what's going on around you, but you're in an incredibly relaxed state, and that's the best way I can describe it. And while you're in that incredibly relaxed state, you can train your mind to have different responses to situations that used to make you panic and feel anxious and nervous. You can retrain your brain to have a different response to that situation so you can feel relaxed. And this is what Anne did for Tiz and I. So we had joint sessions where Anne would go through the different stages of going on a plane and going flying, and at each stage she would give us a different way of thinking about it, so that our natural reaction would start to change and that we'd feel more relaxed. So we did this for a few sessions, and our last session was 2 days before we flew, or maybe a day before we flew actually. So it was very close up until the time, and we started it a couple of months in advance as well. And we also, every night, we'd listen to a relaxation sound clip, different ones, to sort of help to keep up the brain training going on. So when it came to the time of actually going on the plane, we were really like bearing in mind all of these relaxation things. We were feeling really calm. We made sure that we did certain things, like we went and had like a massage at the airport, which was like, you know, something a bit different, but I was like, anything that can help us relax and get into that relaxed state of mind is all good. So we had to cut a long story short, the flight there was one of the best flights ever. We felt really relaxed. It was the fear of flying was virtually gone. I say virtually because, you know, there were a couple of moments where I thought, okay, like, you know, this isn't my favourite activity in the whole world, but I then took that feeling and thought, I know what's happening here, and then I'd make myself relax, and I used the techniques that we'd learned to help myself relax. And Tiz is very much the same. Obviously I don't want to speak for him because he's not here, as you can see, but yes, from my experience I can say that I definitely learned how to relax. So the flight there was absolutely amazing, and we, on the flight back, again I was a little bit more nervous, and I don't know why. I think it's because I was more tired and I was a bit, you know, but again, when I started to feel those feelings of feeling a bit anxious, I made myself relax, and I used all the relaxation techniques that we'd learned. So it was almost as though the best way I can describe it is that generally obviously with Anne's amazing help, because I can't rate her enough, she's wonderful, we'd really learned to sort of tell our brains to react in a certain way to the stress situations that were happening. and that really did help. And then like to top it up, it was the techniques that we learned to like really do ourselves. So by and large, I can say that hypnotherapy really helped me overcome my fear of flying, and I would personally absolutely recommend it. If you have a fear like a fear of flying, then I would definitely recommend hypnotherapy. I really didn't know if it would work. I was so in two minds. I was thinking this could either be the best thing that we've ever done and we feel like we can go and fly around the world, or it's going to have been a bit of a gamble, and it turned out that it was fantastic. So I can't thank Anne enough for her amazing work. It was amazing. She's absolutely fantastic, and it resulted in the best holiday that we've ever had in our whole lives. It was very exciting and wonderful. So my hypnotherapy experience was incredibly positive. I'm trying to think if I've got any other FAQs that people used to ask. I guess one of the other FAQs is people saying, does it help you to be generally more relaxed? And I'd say definitely yes. I'm like quite a compulsive checker of things. I like to check everything. And I have been much more disciplined in my checks since I did hypnotherapy. I've just kind of put things into perspective more and thought, do I need to check that plug 17 times before I leave the flat? I don't think I do. So it has put things into perspective for me, and it's really generally helped me. So I've had a really positive hypnotherapy experience. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, any experiences of your own, then please do let me know. But that is my experience, and again, all the links of things that I've mentioned will be in the description box as well. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my blog, Pinterest, everywhere. All the links will be in the description box again, and I will see you very soon. Bye.